We've completed the space shuttle.
All that's left is to just ram right into the colony.
They should give the space shuttle a name, though.
How about Space Shuttle Hope? I don't know.
I'd go with the Savior, but then the guys of Devil May Cry 4 may come after us.
No kidding. And of course, Zero is the only one who's able to pilot the shuttle.
I got one. Excelsior!
Excelsior.
No, it's Excelsior.
Okay.
Stan Lee.
Oh no, he said Excelsior.
Oh, damn it. I always thought he said it that way, though. Oh, well.
Yay, the colony's been destroyed! Good ending!
We're about the fifth time.
Yeah, good ending, here we come!
Huh.
After a few hours.
Oh, God, that fire smells good.
Oh, crap. Exactly the same reading. Well, why not? It's as if the good ending never happened.
Combined together.
Well, if it's combined together, you might as well call it the Voltron virus.
Maybe we should have sent Alia up there. Then it could have been called the Alia virus. Then it made perfect sense.
But anyway, yes, we're here at the final stages of X5. Woo! Personally, I'd rate these stages up in difficulty with that of X3's final stages.
Yeah, I could say that they are rather tricky, no doubt.
Yeah. So as such, we'll be seeing a lot of callbacks to in these stages.
Oh, this should look very familiar then.
Oh yes, it's Quickman stage revamped.
Too bad that we didn't get powered up too.
Too bad. It would be nice to see a chibi Quickman. Oh man, I could just imagine that.
Alas, it was not meant to be.
You know who I think Chibi Quickman will be voiced by?
Who?
Barbara Goodson.
I gotta go fast. Must go fast. Quick, 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 quick.
Even a perfect voice. Anyway, these are the Zero viruses. They are twice as potent as Sigma viruses.
I wonder if Zero can go through here with the invincibility he gets from those without dying.
Doubt it.
Yeah, this game...
I doubt it. This game is not that kind.
Yeah, well, not that kind on the virus stages.
In case you haven't noticed, folks, this is like take 5 of this particular recording.
Yeah.
Due to complications.
Mostly Adam forgot to hit the record button the first time. The second time...
It did work, but we forgot to adjourn the call as everyone else left. It was the curse of 06 that did it.
I think really it was just... I think it was Solaris trying to get back at us.
Yeah, I knew that thing didn't have enough of us. Well, starting out
to make
yeah.
Yeah, to make sure to remind us that 06 will always be there.
No matter what.
It's like the first time that you lose your virginity, you're never going to forget it.
I'm pretty sure everyone in our audience knows that feeling.
Or like that, or more like the time that like 9/11 happens to something you don't ever forget.
I would know. I saw the footage when I was in school.
Ditto.
I was terrified.
Me, I was angry.
And
And
now, I was angry that I actually allowed that to happen.
I even questioned that the last 2 takes that we did of this. Just like, what the fuck, man? It was cool, but this ain't funny no more.
I know.
Are you sure like having Zero merge with X's being, don't you?
Well, hey, it's not the first time this would happen.
Oh yeah, we could blame ZX for that one. There we go.
Finally, like an idiot.
Oh, how are those lasers doing for you, man?
It feels kind of itchy.
Is it tasty?
No.
I didn't think so.
There we go. Whee.
And that is that.
But now it's time to face the being of nightmares.
Personally, I would have thought better to have an upgrade vial here.
But nope, we get that!
The Black Devil. I do like the distorted Wily symbol in the background.
Mm-hmm. Not to mention the remix music from Mega Man 1.
That music I do not like.
Yeah, just because...
I like the theme and atmosphere, but it gives me nightmares.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you try to do this on extreme mode. Normal armor X, even. Minimalist.
How about trying to do that and pretending that you don't have a duck function? And pretending it's 1987 all over again.
And, yes, no wonder they included the Tri-Thunder in this game, since it looks so much like the Thunder Beam.
Except it's only half as effective, though.
Exactly, since the pause fire doesn't even work.
Last I checked, the pause fire worked in X3, but that was a unique kind of pause fire deal.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what that was?
What?
Using Zero's switch out when you're doing a certain kind of jump, and if you're doing it without dashing, it can actually increase up your momentum, as in it makes your jumping height higher.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't either, but somebody told someone, well, it made their lives easier.
Mm-hmm. Right now, I bet Dr. Light's rolling in his grave, thinking that X would have to fight one of these.
Yeah, but even better yet is that Zero gets a fight as well, like 3 times more.
Rainbow Devil.
Yep. Even though Rainbow Devil himself is rather unique and does not pull this bullshit. Oh, by the way,
yeah,
I got one reference to put in here.
Oh.
Boomo!
Boomo! Boomo! Yeep!
As Cutman looks at this video confused.
And Gutsman looks on all impressed.
And you took down the Wily Machine 6.
Again. Like I did.
And you did this. And you did this on your first try.
Yes, after getting repeatedly killed by lasers.
The Wily emblem actually almost does kind of look like it has the Roman numeral 6 on it.
Anyway.
Nah.
Anyway. Return to game. Now for Zero Stage 2, where we decided to change things up a bit.
It's time to let the guy armor actually have a stage for once.
Mm-hmm. This armor sacrifices mobility for defense.
And it has insanely high recharge time.
Yep, which means you can rapid fire charge shots effectively. But of course it won't work well against these guys.
No, the Sigma soldiers, as they're called. Because they all have Sigma's face oddly on them.
Huh.
As if to remind us who we're dealing with.
Yeah, considering that for once this game doesn't even bother hiding the fact that Sigma's behind it all.
No.
I mean, he was the first boss of the game, for crying out loud.
That's true.
Mm.
Then again, X8 subverts this, though.
Yeah, because it wasn't really Sigma the entire time. Well, except for the very final stage.
I mean, the first thing that you see is copy Reploids imitating him. But the thing is, it shows the true enemy anyway.
Except you don't even know it.
And that's even more clever on Capcom's part.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely one of Sigma's most diabolical plans, and he wasn't even the figurehead behind it all. Well, actually, he was a figurehead. But it was just that. The real mastermind.
More Sigma soldiers, more fun. Predict more death.
Yeah. Oh yeah, just like the Shadow armor, the Gaia armor can stick to walls.
And it's immune to spikes, obviously, considering that you just walked across them like it's an every day in the neighborhood kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. I like the virus stage music.
Not this one, considering it's just pretty much the virus stage theme.
Oh.
But I do like 1 and 3s. Just
1 and 3s are the same. Oh wait, no. Well, because there are 4 virus stages.
Yeah.
But you're thinking of the very final stage.
That's true.
Where suddenly the Sigma decides to pull a rave party.
And then he shoots you in the crotch. Wait, what?
Personally, when I think of final stage, I don't think of rave.
But it almost kind of fits with the X series' theme of being extreme and stuff.
Mm. I mean, I would have expected like a big orchestral theme for a final stage, since this game was meant to be the last game in the X series.
Supposedly the swan song, only to end up
delaying the inevitable. Rang da bang da. Fortunately, the Gaia armor makes short work of this thing.
And the fact that pretty much takes away any, how shall I put it?
Advantage that the Rang da bang da will have. Indeed. I mean, watch this.
that thing almost has like no invincibility times either. That's insane.
Kill show!
It wasn't meant to be, but you still won.
Yeah. Well, at least you got to see the Gaia armor's Giga attack.
Though sadly, we didn't get to see the Valken armors, though you're going to use that in X6, though.
Yes, I'm planning to do X6. Ultimate Buster!
You poor man.
Yeah, I'm thinking of concentrating getting the blade armor first.
You don't have a choice in that matter.
Yeah, considering the Falcon armor is horribly downgraded.
And the fact the only way of getting the parts for the shadow armor is with the blade armor.
Just like with this game, gang, the guy armor requires the Falcon armor.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Virus Stage 3, we're playing as Normal Armor X. Oop, whoops. That was less.
May I say?
That was less than stellar.
No. No. I got nothing here. We quite literally got nothing here, considering the fact we've done this many times. Wow,
Well,
it's a Met. It's shooting at him. Dodge it at him. Oh wait, this is post-commentary.
Yeah.
I am so confused. Don't get hit by Spiky. Spiky bad.
Anyway, I will mention this, folks. At least this is the run I wanted to end the year with. That and 06.
Well,
Nope.
at least you didn't do X6, otherwise we'd be here a while.
Yeah, I'm saving X6 for after the new year.
Considering that X6 actually does require actual planning.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of planning, why did I even bother using Jumper? Whee!
I don't know, it helps you get through the rest of the section, though. Easier.
Yeah, but this one, not so much. It would have been nice if Normal Armor X had an air dash, like he did in X7 and X8.
Yeah, that is true. But, alas, like usual, it was not meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they probably decided that having air dash as boots again was pretty lame.
Hmm. Yeah, it took them like 5 games to realize that.
Sorry, Capcom, but you just can't copy and paste anytime that you want. I'm sorry.
It's speaking of copy and pasting, Square Enix, your most recent decision, bad idea.
And that being?
They say no more non-mainstream games.
That decision was made like 2 years ago.
Oh, I just heard of this now. Thanks to Alpha Omega Sin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No more mainstream games, huh?
No more non-mainstream games.
Well, we did lose games like The World Ends With You and a bunch of others, but I could see where Square's coming from on those.
Yep. But this is just gonna shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, but Capcom's done the same thing, so...
Yeah, but the problem is, what mainstream ideas does Square Enix have? Just Star Ocean and Final Fantasy. That's it.
Kingdom Hearts.
Well, that too. But that's it.
Dragon Quest.
Yeah, but when's the last time we see a Dragon Quest game?
The last 2 years, actually.
Yeah.
And we got one coming out next year, actually. But there's the problem that people foresee that they do not like.
Oh?
It's an online Dragon Quest game.
Ooh, dear.
So...
And now, the moment that Mega Man fans have been waiting for.
Since X3 and X2, here we are.
Yep. This is where everything should have come full circle.
Normally it'd be voice overing this part, but...
Now, we need to talk about the scene itself. Just the fact that two hunters who have known each other for a long time having to go up against each other. And no, we're not counting X2 because technically that fight did not happen.
That is true.
Yep, I'll bring it back by any means. Even by force. But sadly, Zero has a point right here. X is just too kind-hearted.
And also the fact that Zero is the stronger hunter of the bunch. Who lasted more games, X? Who lasted more?
And now, an epic theme to signify this meeting between two hunters. Simply titled X versus Zero.
Which is greatly reused in X6 as well.
To its credit.
Oh, to X6's credit also, they actually gave Zero a different sprite set.
Mm-hmm. Same, the same pose that Zero uses in Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Don't mind Adam, he's going to die a few times.
Well, yeah, because even though it's easy to trick out his AI, his moves can sometimes be unpredictable. Since they're coming in so quick. But be fortunate I'm not fighting Awakened Zero.
Oh yeah, that would have been fun though.
Oh yeah, sure, fun in a masochistic way.
You're talking to a masochist of Neo Arcadia, what do you think?
True. Anyway.
And the sad thing is, lately I've been trying to be the sane man.
So have I, actually. Wow. I must say, I do like this theme.
Yeah, it's probably one of the best themes in the series overall.
Agreed. The problem is that I'm making short work of him right now.
I think... Oof.
Well. Woo!
And somehow, during the past few months or years after X4, Soul Body became the strongest attack in the universe.
I'm losing consciousness. Yep. Beat each other into submission.
And of course...
the puppet master behind the scenes. Oh, really?
I'm sorry, Zero's not gonna let you do that.
Not this time, not ever.
And besides, he has another advantage to his side.
Oh?
Theme song power up.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of which, I'm surprised that they didn't use this theme for Zero and X in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Instead, it uses X2 theme.
Well, a good chunk of his moveset is based off of X2 and X4.
Actually, no. Actually, a good chunk of his moveset is based off a lot of his special arts from the series.
Yeah, but it seemed more like it was from 4 in 2.
I mean,
because he had the double charge shot with Beam Saber combo.
True. Ultimate Armor! It's time to end this in grand fashion.
With a cheat the game gives you.
Oh, isn't that nice? Alright. I won't stop you from going to fight anymore. I leave everything in your hands.
Oh, so, Elliot? You finally did something sensible?
Champa! Completely useless in this stage. Oh, actually, not quite. Anyway.
It's useful in its own way.
Yeah. Alright. Here we go! Great party go!
Sorry if the footage looks a little distorted, but it will generally look like this because of how the game presents it on the recording devices and so on.
Mm-hmm. Just like how I just can't handle waterfalls in 8-bit.
Oh yeah, I recall having recording trouble with that, so I was going to do the complete works games, but I'm going to just download them and play them off my emulator. Because I know I won't have any waterfall trouble with an emulator, will I?
I admit, it's a catchy.
Like the scene so damn much. Just Giga Attack. That ugly Sigma soldier.
Yeah, problem. There might be spikes beneath me. I didn't want to chance it.
Huh. Oh, wouldn't matter anyway.
Anyway, we Boss Rush City.
Oh, good.
Anyway, first up for a beatdown, Matt Rex.
Fitting that one of the most awesome bosses in the game that actually is not a complete retard, actually is our first boss to fight.
Considering that he actually gets a lot stronger when he gets below half health.
Oh, yeah.
I want to say, yeah, Matt Rex is a good boss fight.
Yeah, considering the fact that you're kind of glitching his AI somewhat, but other than that, yeah.
Without even trying to.
Let's see.
Next boss is, we can tell by the shape of the rooms, actually.
That's true.
So, yeah. Oh, yeah, no, I still don't have that weapon tank.
Should we talk about something else, considering that they've probably seen these bosses before?
Indeed. So, what do you want to talk about? Ooh, hi, Dark Dizzy.
How about our thoughts over the X series as a whole?
Okay, X1 pretty much set the foundation for the X series. Good game. X2 was the first game I actually beat in the X series. The first one I actually got 100% on. X3... it's hard. Unnecessarily hard. X4 was good since you could actually play as Zero, you know, full time instead of just that one life gimmick in X3. X5, I also enjoyed since it had so many new ideas. X6, I like it for the challenge it presented. Yeah, I'm serious about that. X7, I'll admit they tried. They tried. It just wasn't really thought out that well. As for X8, still haven't beat it. But, God, that last stage is a bitch!
I made it look easy, didn't I?
Overall, I think my favorite X game. It's hard to pick, really.
All right. Well, I think it's my turn to have the floor.
Okay.
X1 undeniably is a classic. It's a foundation to be followed for the rest of the series and the next 3 or 4 to come, actually. It was also innovative. It took a step in a direction, wasn't afraid to go anywhere less than the best. The themes in the game were very good, very present. Everything was set up to a new design. It was no longer just quirky, happy, you know, oh, Wily's at it again. No, it's a constant war between two Replades against one of their own superiors. Who pretty much got a dose of madness.
Okay, X2?
Let me continue with X1 as well.
Oh, okay.
And along with the themes, like the music in itself was perfect in a lot of ways and set a precedent for the rest of the series to follow as well. And the fact that we actually had a useful comrade that didn't just show up whenever he wanted to. He showed up when you needed him to.
I mean, quite literally saving your ass.
True, true, true. Now, X2, on the other hand, took pretty much what X1 achieved to do and decided to take up just a little bit, but make it easier on you as a whole, considering that the dash was incorporated into its design. While keeping the thematic themes of the stages similar to X1, undeniably it is probably a good sequel, but it does not go beyond what X1 set to achieve.
I can agree with that.
Now, X3 tries to achieve what both their strong points, but unfortunately it brought about a bunch of negative points that hindered them.
I mean, sure, it was nice to play as Zero for a change.
However, they also made it a one-time deal.
Not to mention, they made the game unnecessarily difficult.
Well, the other problem was they lost the thematic themes of the stage. You know, like how Crystal Snail's stage was made of crystals. There were only a few stages in X3 that actually incorporated that. And it just kind of lost the magic there.
Agreed.
And the fact is that there wasn't enough unique enemies in X3 because, I mean, seriously, go look at a sprite set. Maybe you'll find like 7 enemies that you dealt with, and maybe 5 of them you dealt with in every stage.
Well, it just goes to show that Doppler was a bit cheap when it came to his army design.
Yeah. I'm still going to have to go with Five Beast on the fact that X might as well have been reading the paper while hearing about Dr. Doppler's bankruptcy after X destroyed his bank account. And the thing is, X3 tried to pretty much also become the ultimate thing in difficulty. In short, tried to be like X6 in a lot of ways, except X3 succeeded at it, but in all the wrong ways. And the right ways, too.
Okay, and from X3, let's jump to X4.
Well, we also got to mention that X2 also introduced the random boss that you could fight at, you know, whatever stage, too. Bit and Bite.
That was X3. That was X3, not X4.
Yeah, but then again, there was X Hunters too, so it was kind of a similar deal there. And having Vile come back after you blew him to a million pieces was kind of a little considering that he didn't really change much.
At all.
No. Now, X4 pretty much goes back to the thematic theme that we had in the previous X1 and X2, as well as incorporate much more story. However,
it limited us to either only one of the 2 hunters and not both.
However, you didn't have to worry about a simple whiff of wind ending 0 and never being able to play as him and hindering the ending as well.
But again, you're limited to only 1 hunter per playthrough.
That is true, that is true.
And thus, in order to get through the game, you have to adjust your style. Which isn't that bad thing, mind you. I mean,
it was pretty cool.
The problem is, this made some bosses unnecessarily more difficult than others.
But it was a lot more balanced than, say, Mega Man Base.
No kidding.
Which, Mega Man Base is another example of Capcom failed potential there.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, let's not forget the voice acting of X4.
X4 also was... It didn't really help that even the voice acting in the game actually hindered the gameplay, because it's like, really? This is the best that they could come up with?
Lame. Anyway, and this brings us to X5.
X5. I have a lot of good things to say about X5, mostly considering it tried to take a bunch of new directions. And, and they were achieved decently, but there were also some failures alongside with it.
Alia being one of them.
Yeah, I do not like having somebody talking down to me like I'm a retard. I'm sorry. I know, Alia, jumping into spikes is bad. Maybe you should jump into one yourself and see what happens. Oh wait, you love doing that to yourself too much while X gets to suffer through your commentary. Anyway, the other thing to like about X5 is there's so much nostalgic value to it. It not only brings X into the foray in nostalgia, it also brings the original series. And so thus there's a lot to like. The soundtrack as well. Going to the standard of X4, X2, and X1. Sorry, X3 failed in that regard for me with all the grunge.
Anyway, now we go to the black sheep of the series.
No, the black sheep indefinitely goes to X7.
Well, then we go to the gray sheep.
Okay, fair enough. Now, X6, pretty much, in my opinion, one of the bigger problems is a lot of things are copy and paste from this game alone. And in a lot of ways, it somehow... X6 was also supposed to be the most difficult game in the series, and while it did achieve some of that, it was not actually... It was mostly fake difficulty on a lot of levels. And the fact they falsely advertised that all the levels would be changed anytime that you played the game so you could have multiple playthroughs. However, there are the nightmare... And there are the nightmare effects, too.
Well, actually, there was only one stage that would change every time you play it. That was Ground Skarovich.
Which any decent speedrunner or any person will tell you that stage is one of their most hated, while at the same time it's also one of the most innovative for the fact that it has so much randomness to it.
Mm-hmm. But I will admit, though, the final boss of X6 was very satisfying to kill.
Even though he was kind of a wuss compared to the rest of the game, though, but we needed a break.
Mm-hmm. Anyway. So,
the other problem was they also introduced the saving Reploids mechanic, which in itself... if you didn't know which Reploids to save, depending on how you played the game... Like, say if you beat High Max early, and you want to take on Gate Stage 1.
Good luck with that.
Especially trying to do it with Minimalist, too.
Anyway, there's Sigma!
And this time he took a newer level of badass.
His final W body.
So... Overall, X6, while despite being extremely flawed and probably horrible, it is at best maybe a decent game, and probably, I guess you could say it's the Sonic 06 of the bunch, or maybe the Sonic Heroes.
Yeah, if anything's the Sonic 06, it should actually be X7.
Yeah, but unfortunately, my opinion is that Sonic Heroes is worse than Sonic 06.
Oh, ouch!
I'm sorry, Sonic Heroes was the first 3D Sonic game I played. And I played the PS2 version. And X7 takes a lot of the ideas of X6 and makes them even worse.
No kidding. I mean, this time, anything could harm the Reploids.
Though, from what I heard from the director, one of the ideas that they had for the game was to have a co-op feature, which, considering how big the boss's health bars were in that game, it would have been pretty damn cool, in retrospect.
The problem is we didn't get X at first. Instead, we got Axel. Well, I will admit he was a decent character, but it wasn't until X8 that he truly came into his own.
Yeah, and Shorty's like Silver in that regard. He's just kind of, you can't really hate him as a character, but you hate him for the game that he's in.
Mm-hmm.
Then we go to X8, which by far pretty much takes a lot of unique areas, and it actually does do a few innovative things. However, I guess some people can argue the game's cheap and it doesn't stay on the 2D platformer side that much as opposed to the previous games, but it still kept it as good as it can get.
Mm-hmm. And this is where everything, again, should have come full circle with this epic fight with Sigma.
That's true. And in X8, everything came full circle with Lumine. However, we never got to see the aftermath of what lied ahead.
Sadly, and we never will.
Other than text boxes. Now, this form, I will say, is a bitch.
I hate this form. You gotta use you had to use the spike ball weapon on his forehead gem, but you can also use the Giga attack.
Or the Twin Dream, too.
Mm-hmm.
Which for Zero is actually his weakness. Or,
well, yeah,
anyway,
it is his weakness.
And in this game, Sigma's design is similar to Gamma's.
Well, it makes sense considering that Wily, in a way, was behind it all and was cooperating with Sigma.
Well, naturally. Two of the worst assholes in two series taking turns at screwing
the Earth over.
And also even his own creation as well as his fellow creator's own creation.
And thus, Sigma bites the dust for the 5th time.
And canonically, this is the final time until, I believe, the Elf Wars. Or before that even, because if I believe correctly in Zero's canon, the Mother Elf sealed away the Sigma virus and destroyed it.
I believe that it was the case.
Yet, the Mother Elf is not brought up in this game whatsoever.
Nope.
So, we never get to see that event or any others that go into what we later see as the Zero series.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, that's gotta be a bad case of heartburn.
Yep, one last shot is all it takes.
And oddly enough, Sigma's form in that is actually what we see later in X6. That zombified corpse.
Of course, considering that Gate brought him back.
But rather incomplete and hastily because the fact he thought it was an interesting side project. And now, the conclusion of what remains of X's destiny before he grows weary of it.
Not yet. I mean, look at him! Ugh.
Oh yeah. So determined, so clear, but even he has his limits.
Oh yeah, no, the Dr. Light theme is reprised.
Even so. As if you guys can't tell already, the video actually stopped for me at 41 minutes and 44 seconds.
Who cares? We already know what's going to happen.
So, I'm just improvising.
3 years from then, X is miraculously restored.
And in this ending, he remembers Zero very clearly.
Mm-hmm. And not just that, but he has a certain keepsake. We'll be using in peace. The Z-Saber.
I think he's in good hands with that, provided he could use it correctly.
Which he did not in X6.
And that's sad.
That was supposed to be one of the main selling points of X6, the fact that X could use the saber.
Unfortunately, they fucked up with mark it to the air dash button.
No, they marked it to the special weapon button.
Well, yeah, but the problem is when you use the special weapon button, you randomly do the air dash.
Oi. Anyway, that's the end of X5. And pretty much an end to the retrospective of the X series as a whole.
I'm going to have fun actually doing this when I get around to it.
You gotta play it.
By the way, people, I'm not just playing Zero.
Ah. You're gonna be just like me, who only played Zero for one stage. Oh?
I'm going to have 2 separate playthroughs for X and Zero, but I'm going to approach them differently.
Oh?
I'm going to get all the endings.
Oh dear.
And I will try to get 100% on it, even though I don't think I'll get 100% items because the game's a weird level up system.
If you're getting...
by the way,
yeah?
Zero mode will be played on Extreme.
Ooh. Wow. Well, in that case, you're almost guaranteed to get a lot of power-up parts.
X, however, will be played on normal for the sake of my sanity.
Yeah, considering that you will have to fight against Awakened Zero.
Oh yeah, considering that I'm trying to get all the endings, yeah. Not like I got a choice, I'm going to show off the differences between the two. That's if I don't kill them too quickly.
Mm-hmm. Just be careful not to get instantly KO'd by Itu Ryodan Genmu Zero.
I'll try, but I won't guarantee anything.
Oddly enough, that's actually Zero's level 3 hyper combo in MVC3.
However, on my side is the fact I'm going to do it post-com, as well as the fact that I'm also going to record it until I get it right.
Mm. Fortunately, I never had to fight Awakened Zero, and thank God I never will!
And then I send you a save file. Here you go! Jeremy, fuck you!
This is not how I wanted to end the year! But in any case, yeah. I'm sorry, I am just exhausted from the many offshoots and sequels of the Mega Man series.
Considering that you've only... How many have we played so far, I think, this year that hasn't been taken down?
I don't know.
I think it's just this one.
Hmm.
Because you haven't put up X4, if I recall, or the X Collection, or the X Trilogy.
No, I haven't.
Well, then again, you could redo those again. So.
That's true. Probably with the same conditions.
And those conditions being?
Armor only for X1, X2. Thank you for playing.
Thank you, Capcom, for bringing us a fairly good product. I do give you guys that.
Playtime 1 hour, 14 minutes, 48 seconds.
Oh, you're a meta off my old run.
What do you know? I guess I'm on par with you, huh?
Try and catch up to me.
Oh, brother.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching this quickie playthrough of X5. Thank you for watching for what little of the year we had on this channel.
Yeah, considering. Hey, Sony Japan.
Oy. Anyway, see you in the new year for more runs and stuff.
I still gotta find the person who rad us to them. I'll get them.